Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Hare
Devotees, please
Rama,
accept my humble obeisances.
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama,
Continue session.
Hare
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Here, I'll be continuing the introduction. We're on page number 21. The Lord suggests that we attain the spiritual world in the following manner. Nirmana moha jita sanga dosha adhyatma nitya vinivritta kama dvandvair vimukta sukha dukkha samjner gachanti yamuda padam avyayam tat. That padam avyayam or eternal kingdom can be reached by one who is nirmana moha. What does this mean? We are after a designation. Someone wants to become sir, someone wants to become lord, someone wants to become the president or a rich man or a king or something else. As long as we are attached to these designations, we are attached to the body because designations belong to the body. But we are not these bodies. And realizing this is the first stage in spiritual realization. We are associated with three modes of material nature, but we must become detached through devotional service to the Lord. If we are not attached to the devotional service to the Lord, then we cannot become detached from the modes of material nature. Designations and attachments are due to our lust and desire, our wanting to lord it over the material nature. As long as we do not give up this propensity of lording it over the material nature, there is no possibility of returning to the kingdom of the Supreme, the Sanatana Dhamma. That eternal kingdom, which is never destroyed, can be approached by one who is not bewildered by the attractions of false material enjoyments, who is situated in the service of the Supreme Lord. One so situated can easily approach the Supreme Abode. Elsewhere in the Gita it is stated, Avyaktakshara iti uktas tammaho paramam gatim yam prapyana nivartante tadhama paramam mamaha. Avyakta means unmanifested. Not even all of the material world is manifested before us. Our senses are so imperfect that we cannot even see all the stars within this material universe. In the Vedic literature, we can receive much information about all the planets, and we can believe it or not. We can believe it or not believe it. All of the important planets are described in the Vedic literatures, especially Srimad Bhagavatam and the spiritual world, which is beyond this material sky, described as avyakta, unmanifested. One should desire and hanker after that supreme kingdom. For when one attains that kingdom, he does not have to return to this material world. Next, one may raise the question of how one goes about approaching that abode of the Supreme Lord. Information of this is given in the 8th chapter of Gita. Antakale cha mameva smaran mukta kale varam yaprayati samadbhavam yati nasti yatra samsaya. Whoever at the end of the life quits his body remembering me alone can once attain my nature. Of this there is no doubt. One who thinks of Krishna at the time of death goes to Krishna. One must remember the form of Krishna. If he quits If he quits his body thinking of the form, he surely approaches the spiritual kingdom. Madhbhavam refers to the supreme nature of the Supreme Being. The Supreme Being is Satchidananda Vigraha. That is, his form is eternal, full of knowledge and bliss. Our present body is not Satchidananda. It is Asat, not Sat. It is not eternal, it is perishable. It is not Chit, full of knowledge, but it is full of ignorance. We have no knowledge of the spiritual kingdom, nor do we even have perfect knowledge of this material world, where there are so many things unknown to us. The body is also Nirananda. Instead of being full of bliss, it is full of misery. All of the miseries we experience in the material world arise from the body. But one who leaves his body thinking of Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, at once attains Satchitananda body. All of the miseries we experience in the material world arise from the body. But one who leaves his body thinking of Lord Krishna at once attains Satchitananda. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपकधामह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम् वञ्चाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधरा शिवसदि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे मुखं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरु दीनतारिणम् हरे कृष्ण with the mercy of the spiritual master, the acharyas. The science which we are discussing is actually very profound. That means we cannot repay because every bit of the understanding which is going in the heart, we are ever indebted to them. Because we are devotees, we need to understand an important aspect. Krishna is telling Nirmana Moha Jita Sangha Dosha. Means we shouldn't have false designation or false prestige. For example, if a person is a PhD holder or is a big engineer or a big doctor, he shouldn't proclaim that he is that. Why? Because the intelligence, just like Arjuna, Lord has given him special empowerment. Through that special empowerment only he fought the battle. It's not an ordinary feat which he did. 64 crore people died. So it is not that easy. So he clearly cut out that and then he was victorious. And the same Arjuna, when he was actually trying to protect the devotees from the hands of like local people, they're not even like Kshatriyas, they're not even like trained up people. Arjuna lost with them. Then Arjuna understood that, oh my dear Lord, you gave me the strength. Through that strength, I was victorious in the battlefield. Now you have removed the strength. Because once on one side, Arjuna was happy because they were victorious. It's a positive, right? It's to be celebrated. On the other side, he has to be dejected because he was lost. But in neither of the situations, Arjuna was neither related nor dejected. When that good time came in his life, then it's a clear indication that he understood that this has been given to me by the Lord, and I don't owe that. He is the owner for that. Now this is actually good to hear. Definitely. For example, the first thing is, for example, the first thing is, for example, the first thing is what? Understanding that this belongs to the Lord. Few percentage of people actually come to this plane. That no, this doesn't belong to me. Irmanado moha jita sangha dosha. I cannot be, I cannot have this. I cannot proclaim. I cannot proclaim this as mine. So I have to give this up. It is state one, right? To come to this state itself is a rarity in this world. Second thing is not just coming to that state, but actually working on that platform is even little advanced state. Why? Because now he understands that everything belongs to him, that I'm just an instrument, and then whatever is there with me, I have to use it in the service of the Lord. And the devotee is actually working on that plane. Because a person who is actually working on that plane, he will definitely feel satisfaction in his heart. Because he understands. He's just following the instructions of the Lord and the acharyas. And then he's seeing all the acharyas also as the example. They're just doing the same thing. We've seen Bhaktivinoda Thakur Maharaj displaying the same thing. Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj, Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, Srila Prabhupada, his wonderful followers, they're also displaying the same thing. So, when a person actually comes to that state and he's actually leading that life in that way, he will get definitely he'll get that relishment. He'll get that conviction. Because because he's understanding now, na. He's understanding, not just his understanding, he's actually putting it in application. What is that? Sambandha Abhideya Prayojan. What is Abhideya? Putting it in application. That means knowing is that Sambandha. Hearing from the right source, authorized. When we hear, they give us that Sambandha. Because the truth establishes that Sambandha. Bhakto Sime Saka Chete Rahasyam Etam Uttam. This is the most confidential knowledge. Confidential knowledge is actually discussed in relationship only. So first what they extend? They extend the relation first. Who is the epitome for that? Who's the deity which represents? Radha Madan Mohanji. They establish that. Then after that, putting in application. That means first thing is understanding that for this is falsification. This definitely it's a falsification. See, if this is not falsification, my body wouldn't have changed like this. Since we were young, our body should have been remained like that only. That means the body is changing, our environment is changing, our grandfathers, great grandfathers, they are no longer with us. Our father, they are becoming elderly. Mother, they are becoming elderly. Their friends, they are all becoming elderly. Their friends at the office, they are no longer with them. What is this? The change, the transformation is happening. That means without a person's understanding, that means without a person's control. Without the person's control, so many things are changing. When things are changing like that, and that is not in our control, what can be done? That means this is very clear indication that we are in the falsification. Through that falsification, it is so clear the false identity which we are trying to show up through this body is actually a problem. The false identity. Please understand this. The false identification is the greatest obstruction in our process of Krishna consciousness. Because when our acharyas are telling, when our spiritual masters they are telling to us, we don't actually understand or come to that conclusion that this is really a dire situation. I should accept it as is. Because of what? Because of falsification only. Because the falsification is so deep in our heart, we cannot we cannot accept that. See, the state of consciousness which Arjuna established, the conditions to come to that state, it might take a lot of time. Because for him is a pure soul, na? Immediately, because he's seeing his heart always. He's checking his heart. What is he doing? He's checking his heart. After checking his heart, what is happening? There is a problem. There's a grief-stricken heart. Immediately submitting to the Lord, telling that give me the solution for this. And then Lord immediately gives, and then there ends the matter. But the thing is, in the conditioned state, when the conditioned soul in that is kept, is is kept in that situation, in that placeholder, then through the falsification, what the conditioned soul thinks is, I have solution for this. Because what? Hiranyakashipu is also thinking. Hiranyakashipu is also showing, or Duryodhana is also showing, I have a solution for this. What is that solution? I have to be victorious. For Duryodhana, I have to kill these Pandavas. When the Pandavas are died, then I'll be the king again. I lead. Because in the conditioned state, the sadhaka will have a solution for that also. It's like we see through the life of Duryodhana, we see through the life of Hiranyakashipu. Because Hiranyakashipu is so envious towards the Lord. Because he killed his brother. Since then, he became so strong because that was his desire to kill the Lord. For that, see, a negative thing also will give motivation. It's a negative thing, but it is giving motivation. You see, people they die, they die on the name of jihad. Why? Because they go there and then they say, yes, let me do this. But that is not there as per the scripture also. But somehow they are trained up like that. It's a negative way. They are actually giving their life. They are actually selfless only, but in a wrong way. Urdu mulo madho shaka. That means in a reverse direction. What are they doing? Imperfect way. You see, that is also, see, in the conditioned state, in the perverted state also, one can become epitome. It's like Hiranyakashipu became the epitome. Duryodhana became the epitome. It's the top of everything. But that is also another, nobody understands that, that is another state of illusion. Nirvana moha jita sangata. See, that falsification is so deep in the heart. Is actually devouring the sadhaka's consciousness completely. It is usurping the consciousness completely. Because he always thinks that this is right. Dear devotees, one thing is very prominent. You see, nobody wants to hear. Everyone wants to speak. That is a problem in today's society. For example, if a person is trying to tell the other person, before this person is trying to tell to the other person will begin to tell. No, this is not right because of these reasons. The person is trying to tell why this things is happening. Person is not ready to hear that. The speculation, you know how speculation is so deep. I've seen practically. The lives are ruined, dear devotees. Families are ruined. It's a small doubt. The families are ruined. Just a speculation. The husband is talking to another lady. That's it. That's a small thing. But the wife of this particular husband, who's actually talking to the other lady, she will develop speculation out of that. Nothing. There is nothing in that. But she begins developing that speculation as something is happening. And then she starts blaming the other girl, the other person. And then there's a quarrel. See, small thought only, everything will become with one thought. Mantara, not just Mantara. We discussed about this example, right? Vibhishan, Vali, not Vibhishan. The brothers with Vali and Sugriva. Sugriva was not in a position. Actually, Vali was not in a position to hear what Sugriva was trying to tell. He found negative as itself just by seeing that he's sitting on the throne. And he's not ready to hear. Please understand. This is a state of consciousness. Rajogana is so prominent in one's consciousness that it will not allow us to hear what the other person is trying to tell us. I remember my spiritual master telling us so many times about this. Why you don't hear? He will tell like this. Why you don't hear? Because the attitude of hearing is not there in you. Because the nature, passion is very prominent here, devotee, in one's consciousness. Through passion, person will not hear. See, the moment a person will not hear, especially from the authorized source, what is happening? He is losing so many things. Same example happens in the life of Duryodhana also. Duryodhana was not hearing. Do you understand? Duryodhana was not hearing actually, but Arjuna was in a position to hear. That's why Krishna spoke Gita to Arjuna, not to Duryodhana. Krishna is ready to teach to Duryodhana also, but he is not in that state because the Rajo is so prominent. The gunas are so deeply connected to us. Without even our intervention, we don't know. All of a sudden, anger will come. Why these things are coming? No idea. All of a sudden, a person he picks up the pistol and then he shoots. That's it. And after that, we ask him, "Oh, why you did this?" He says, "I don't know." That means whatever is happening in the mind, he is just following that. When the Rajogun enter another important aspect here. When we are actually following our mind means we need to understand Rajoguna is very prominent in our consciousness because there is no placeholder to differentiate that. That means why the mind is telling this. That means the thought process, the intelligence will not drive that. Because when passion is so much, it will cover up the intelligence. That means whatever the mind says, he will do. He'll see that person, and he'll see something, he'll just put it in his mouth. That's it. Doesn't understand, oh, what is this? Should I eat this or not? Just immediately. Rajo, passionate. Even when we practice, when we are trying to practice Krishna consciousness, we should be very careful. For what? What we are hearing, what we are eating, what we are doing, what we are associating. What we are associating with daily. From where we are hearing. What is the point of hearing? Who is that person? From where is he speaking? What is his consciousness? Is he authorized? These are all the things which we need to figure it out. Otherwise, what happens here about is the Rajoguna, which is very prominent in the heart, that will actually take over. Because that will actually tell us, you're right. And 100 people will come and tell us, no, no, you're wrong. No. The person who is actually convinced, he will never change his thought. Because he's convinced. If you go and ask Duryodhana, why you did this battle? He says, this is right. Because I should be victorious. Absolutely tell this. Why? Because he feels that that is right. If you go and ask Karna, why did you went to the side of Kauravas? He would say, yes, that I should go to the Kauravas only because Pandavas deserve that. They should be killed because they cheated on me. He will never think why that situation came. Why am I kept in that state? What is the reason behind it? But Pandavas were thinking like this. Because do you see, when we see through the life of Pandavas, they would never actually put that thing in one's consciousness. Because they all through their life they have been in a difficult situation, miserable situation. Bhima was being poisoned. He's been shattered. But they were not complaining. They just accepting. Duryodhana was humiliating Pandavas continuously since the childhood. They just accepted. They're not complaining why my father died. They're not complaining anything like that. We don't see Kunti Maharani complaining like that. Why my husband died? They just accepted every situation. Why? Because it is not passion which is driving, but it is their transcendental state which is actually driving them. It's not even goodness. Bar that. They are barred that. They're in the transcendental state. That's why they're seeing the Lord. Lord, I just imagined it over. The Lord personally is there with them. Who will stay? Lord staying with that exalted devotees means, you see what kind of state of consciousness they are carrying? Unimaginable. They're completely fixed up in the Shuddha Sattva. They're proclaiming that this is it, this is what we should aspire for. They're showing their life, this is how we should lead. And on the other side, we are also seeing the life of Duryodhana. This is what we shouldn't aspire for. If our consciousness is that, we should immediately correct that and then move forward. These are the placeholders which we need to be observed and then take it into our consideration and then move forward. Why? Because when these things are not thought, not remembered, not understood in the right way, then it's a problem. Which is a clear indication, na? Nirmana moha, that is falsification is itself a danger actually. Dear devotees, please see this. The life of a devotee and the conditioned soul. Devotee gets up in the morning, the conditioned soul also gets up in the morning. Devotee gets up for the pleasure of the Lord, for the pleasure of the spiritual master. He gets up as a service to the spiritual master. But the conditioned soul never think of the other person. He just he just does it for himself. He gets up for himself. Both will take bath. Devotee is always in this state of consciousness that I should be clean. Because if I'm clean, then this is pleasing the Lord. I can chant my rounds. That's pleasing the Lord. Because why is he doing all of those things? To establish a relationship with the Lord. Not that to be puffed up. Oh, I chanted 16 rounds, I chanted 32 rounds, I chanted 64 rounds. You see, I'm advanced than you. What is that? To show that? No. Chanting of Hare Krishna mantra is not to show that. But rather, this chanting of Hare Krishna mantra is to establish that, oh, my dear Lord, you have given me so much, let me chant something. This is a little thing. I cannot do anything actually. I'm a useless full number one. Let me at least do this. Because Srila Prabhupada, my spiritual master, they told this. That you simply chant Hare Krishna, you just a full number one, you just chant Hare Krishna. And you're just chanting, my dear Lord, that is the only thing I can do. At this present moment, please accept this. That we see that life of a devotee is what is completely for the others. But in the conditioned soul, he does politics, he does this, that, so many other things. Why? Because he's conditioned, na? Conditioned soul means conditioning. Through that conditioning, what is he doing? He is asking, is having expectation. For example, he's married. Okay, that is also conditioning. That means our wife should be, she belongs to me. The children belongs to me. They should serve me. They should feed me. Then the same conditions only goes to old age. He doesn't leave the home, dear devotees. He stick to the home. Bhagavatam explains. Bhagavatam is heavy on this actually. He sticks to the home. And then he's coughing in the home. Bhagavatam says, Gora, Gora. The sound is Gora, Gora. He's coughing. And his family members are actually cursing him. Oh, why is he still here? And he's actually complaining on them, vice versa. Give me this, give me that, do this, do that. He's sticking to the home only. And through that unavoidable circumstances, through that convoluted consciousness, he quits the body, remembering something or the other which is closer to him on a material plane. He's remembering some body, some object, a dog or a cat or something else, whatever is dear to him. And then he gets that kind of a body. Because this conditioning is what? Since birth. Since birth. He's crying. Why? He wants this, he wants that. Since childhood only. Because he doesn't know what to do. Is this not a suffering in the material world? You know what is? Nobody understands this. Because it's a complete illusion. Because the moment I think that I'm this, a small beggar is also thinking I'm a beggar. This street belongs to me. He tells this. Right? Nobody should come to this street. This street belongs to me. This temple belongs to me. I should sit in the front of this. This is my place. I should sit here. Just like somebody gave him that place. But he himself is thinking that this belongs to me. A beggar on the street. He's also thinking, a dog in the street. When the other dogs comes to the street, the dog is barking. Why are you coming to the street? This street belongs to us. Falsification. The dog is proclaiming that that area belongs to him. The beggar is proclaiming, this belongs to me. He's telling that he is my child, he is my daughter. Actually, one time Srila Prabhupada goes to a place, and then that person is a rich man. Prabhupada just went there. Then he said, he's actually introducing his family. She is this, that. And he's actually glorifying them. Prabhupada immediately said, see, he's actually explaining his life. What kind of life is this? Prabhupada says, even the pig in the street, she also has so many things. She also has so many children. What is the difference between them? There's no difference. That means the person is actually thinking that this is me. That itself is a problem in this world, actually. The devotee is nothing belongs to us actually here. You see the hands which are seeing, this doesn't belong to us. This is not us actually. But this devotee uses these hands to chant Hare Krishna, to cook, to feed prasad, or to eat prasad, to serve the devotees, to serve the spiritual master. He's using the same hands, playing the kartal, playing the mridanga, helping the other devotee. The devotee doesn't think that he's my son, he's thinking that he's a devotee. The devotee is thinking that this children, this son, which Lord gave to me, is also a devotee. Otherwise, he should come to the plane of devotee. He's not thinking that he's my son. He's not thinking that he's my daughter. He's not thinking that she's my wife. He's not thinking that he's my father. He's thinking, he's seeing everyone on a soul plane. This is becoming free from this falsification. Because when Rajo is prominent, belongs to me. But when his goodness, he will actually think, if this belongs to me, then why is she leaving? He will ask this question right away. Oh, why my great grandfather left me? Doesn't belong to you, Baba. Just like he came, you also just came. Just like he came into that family, you also just came into this family. That's it. There's no difference. Just like he left, one day we will also leave. Antakale chamame smaran mukta kalyaram. That is what Prabhupada is mentioning. A lot of people will do so many things in this world, and then whatever they remember at the time of death, they will get that kind of destination. You see the consciousness, how important it is. Prabhupada actually focused on the essence. To what? To cultivate that right consciousness. So when we have that consciousness, do you know what is? 24 hours will be in service. 24 hours. Will not waste a moment. Talking to myself actually. Should be more sincere. More sincere. Prabhupada gave his life actually. Why he gave his life? For us. So that we all would come to the pure plane. Dear devotees, we all have a deep relationship in the spiritual world. Eternal relationship. In the Sanatana Dhamma. Prabhupada writes that. Sanatana Dhamma, eternal abode, Goloka. Devotees who are very sincere. Some devotees are very sincere to practice this consciousness. I immediately understand this. They belong to the spiritual world. They came here. No, they're correcting and then going back to Goloka. They don't belong to anywhere else. They don't belong to Ayodhya Dham. They don't belong to uh, Vaikuntha Dham. They don't belong to Narshingaloka. They don't belong to some other places. They only belong to Goloka. Because they're that sincere. They're leading, they're showing, they're following. Because what is that indication here about it? This is a very clear indication. He's not from here. And he understood everything is going back. He's actually using his time to go back and back to world. Nothing else. Because dear devotees, we have no other business here. I'll tell you. We might do so many things in this world. That is not our real business actually. The only real business is this. Nirmana moha jita sangha dosha. Whatever I am doing, am I doing it to please my spiritual master? Is that leading me to go back home, back to garden? That is the only thing. That is the only business here. There is no other business here. And for that reason, you'll be free. False prestige is what? Because this is not I, right? Who am I? Am I this? Am I a male? Am I a female? We are not that. The moment I stop differentiating that, do I ever get attracted to that opposite person? We do not get attracted to the opposite person. Why do we get attracted? That is a diseased mode of passion inculcates the disease in our heart. Enjoy, enjoy. But the moment that falsification is gone, why? Why there is attraction? There is no attraction. Because this falsification is not there in the spiritual world. That's why there is they don't get attracted, to opposite or person. They're not connected. You see, children do you see children, boy, girl, they play nicely. Do you see them getting attracted? Which comes in the adolescence. Why? In adolescence, what is that? The passion is prominent. They want to see the boy, girl wants to see the boy wants to see the girl. They play 4 year old, 3 year old children, they play nicely. Why? Because that thing is not prominent in their heart. The passion is not yet kicked in. They're still in goodness. Their passion is kicked in some other states, but not this state. The same consciousness with the children are manifesting that is there in the spiritual world. That's why there is no connection in the spiritual world. You remember I said the quote yesterday. Brahmacharya is great. Brahmacharya is great. But the person who actually married, but he is not connected to the person on a physical plane, is greater than Brahmacharya. See, Prabhupada sends that quote, right? No, how is it? Arey, he has wife, na? Why is he not connected to her? Because he is free from that false prestige, false identification, na? Do you, dear devotees, do we ever think like this? For example, you have a trash at your home and you're throwing the trash. Do you ever think that, oh, my trash is gone, my trash is gone? Do we lament? Or do we call our husband and tell, or wife and tell, you know what, this week I'm crying. The husband will ask, oh, why are you crying? Dear, my dear, why are you crying? He'll ask the wife, why are you crying? Dear, why are you crying? And then she would say, you know what, this week I gave five bags of trash. Five, that's too much. And the husband starts laughing. "Arey, that's trash. Why are you crying for that? That's trash. Falsification is what? It's a trash. But the trash will become gold through illusion. Trash only. But the same trash, it becomes gold. You see, that gold became trash to what? To Rupa Goswami, na? Rupa Goswami is the same gold, na? But he's throwing that gold touchstone in the trash bin, trash can. He's throwing in the trash can. Why? Because there's no difference for him. There's no difference between gold. There's no difference between everything is same. Actually, cow dung and gold, even cow dung is more superior to gold for devotees. What is this gold? What use it will give? No use. So this is a trash because of through that falsification and then through that illusory state, what we are thinking, oh, this is correct. But that is not correct. Who told it is correct? That is our identification. We are thinking that it is correct, but it is never correct. The false will ever be true. Let's say 1,000 people are telling false is true, but false is always false. One person will come and tell, you know what, I have seen. I represent, he is a cheater. And he will give all the details what he did. Then that person will be sentenced to death. Because now he has a witness. In that witness, he knows everything. So many 1,000 people might tell he's good. But that person knows everything. Likewise, Bhakti Vinod Thakur Maharaj, he says entire world might be aware. Entire world might not practice Krishna consciousness, but I practice because I am convinced. Because I know who Krishna is. I know who Lord Chaitanya is. I know who my spiritual master is. I'll just follow. The conviction itself actually pulls us away from this falsification. And that conviction comes through Shravan. So it is just trash. But through illusion, the trash will be supreme. And the trash, because what is this real about? It is made with earth, water, fire, air, ether. It has to go into that only. You see, from where this body came, earth, water, fire, air, ether. Where it is going after death, earth, water, fire, air, ether. It has to be burnt. After burning, where it goes? It goes into it goes into the earth. Prabhupada says that. It's different structures, different religious principles have different ways of putting the body down. Some bury the body. After burying, what happens? It goes into the earth. Some burn the body. After burning, where it goes to? It goes to the earth. So any shape or form, from where it came, it has to go there. Because it belongs to there. See, we are just kept here. This doesn't belong to us. The first falsification, coming out of falsification is I'm not this. Identifying this as me, that is a falsification. Because I'm not this. But I'm worried about this. Is that not falsification? It is falsification. Bhagavatam says that one should take care of the health. I'm not complaining about that. I'm not telling that one shouldn't take care of the health. Why? Not to do sense gratification, but to practice Krishna consciousness. One should take care of the health. That is important. One should pray to the Lord for good health also. That is absolute right. I'm not proclaiming that. What is the proclaiming? What is the proclaiming? What is the point here? We are trying to stress using this body for material things. That will actually bring so much karma. Not just karma. That is why through that karma only body is afflicted. Actually, Prabhupada says if a person eats less, he will never be diseased. If he eats 2 times, 3 times, 4 times a day, he'll be diseased because he's eating more now. He should be simple. He should eat once. He should eat some fruits, some milk. That's it. Not much. What is that? We are using, Prabhupada says that we should use this body just to connect the soul to the body. That's it. That is the whole point. There is no other point. And then when this body is no longer used, the soul will leave this body. Up until that point of time, the soul has to cultivate his consciousness. That is the whole point why Krishna gave this body. Because he is a master now. When he is a bhoktaram yajna tapasa, sarvaloka mahesham, he is the proprietor of all the universe. And he is a proprietor means he has designed this body also, right? His body belongs to this material, this matter only, na? His energy, his external energy, na? That means he will tell us why this body he has given us. He's telling us just to use this in my service. Prabhupada says, right? Prabhupada writes, use this body in the service, in devotional service. No other means. If you are using our body in that means, that is the correct usage. Tongue, what should the tongue should be used for? Honor Krishna Prasad, speak about Krishna, discuss about Krishna. What is a nose? What is the purpose of nose? Smell. Smell large flowers. While honoring, smell the prasad. What are the eyes meant for? Eyes meant to see the beautiful deities of the Lord. Eyes meant to read the scriptures. Eyes meant to see wonderful devotees, spiritual masters. Eyes meant for that. Ears are meant to hear Shravana, continuous Shravana. from pure source. Here, we should hear, we should hear. The more we hear, the more our heart is purified. Then the more we will be convinced, yes, 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 I belong to this. And then, for example, if there is a quarrel, he's not afflicted to that. He's not affected to that. Because he knows, so it doesn't belong to me. This is not my cup of tea. See, you see, Srila Prabhupada was actually not quarreling with his wife. When his wife says, oh, Prabhupada said, do you want tea or me? His wife says, I want tea. Prabhupada, he did not quarrel. Oh, all these years I've been with you. How come you say that you want tea than me? Because he's free from all that falsification. The person, when he thinks that he is this, that is when the problem comes. That's why this Nirmana Moha is will actually help us so much. Jita Sangha Dosha. This so only association already about everyone is present. Oh, you are very nice boy, nice child, you are very sweet, you are white, this, that, so many, everything on the body, everything on the bodily plane only. Because since childhood only he is trained up like that. Oh, I'm nice, I'm beautiful, and this and that. Falsification. Through that falsification only he grows. So raga only, everything is manifest. Nobody teaches that you belong to the Lord. Nobody tells that you belong to the Lord. Nobody tells that you're the servant. You are his servant. Falsification. So that falsification has to be curbed out. Otherwise, what happens during Antakalecha? What we will remember? We will remember cinema stars. Because that is what we have seen. Or we will remember some other useless persons of this world. And then we'll get that kind of bodies. We'll be connected to them. What are these film stars? What do? They drink, they booze, they break all four everyday principles. And then people get inspired and motivated to them. Watch movies. What is that? That nonsense actually. What is it helping? Nothing. Now that same person, after half the movie, we can't even see their face. So disgusting. Because what are they doing? The Tamo and Rajo is so prominent in the consciousness. Now, how should we lead? Very simple life. Serene. Sleep on time, get up on time. Chant our rounds, hear Krishna Katha. Go to office, come back. Work for the pleasure of the Lord. Give the results back to Him. The more we do it, the more we do it, the more we'll improve our consciousness and then uplift us and move forward. This we need to aspire. That's what Prabhupada, he led his life like that. He gave us that only. Whenever we touch, we speak this only. Surrender everything to Krishna. Use his life for the Prabhupada says, just give this one life to Krishna. That's what it says, right? All of the miseries we experience in the material world arise from the body. It's true actually, because miseries come through this body only, na? Bodily pains, bodily diseases. But one who leaves this body thinking of Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, at once attains that Satchitananda body. That means to remember the Lord at the time of death is not that easy to do. We should practice, 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 and practice, and depend on the mercy. Because through His mercy only we can remember Him. For that Lord is telling, Supreme Father is telling, or Acharya Srila Prabhupada so mercifully telling, Nirmana, Jita. You don't belong to that. What does this mean? We are after this designation. Someone wants to become sir, someone wants to become lord, someone wants to become president, or a rich man, or a king, somebody wants to become father, something else. As long as we are attached to these designations, we are attached to the body because these designations belong to the body. We are not that. But this can be understood simply through that relationship. Oh, he's my father, he's telling me, let me just accept this. Let me just do this just to please them. It is, doesn't need to understand big, big things. Small thing, through small line only we can understand. But we are not this. It's just our designations only. Who said we are this? If somebody tells, oh, you're so beautiful, we should understand that is falsification. In the teenage, if a boy comes and, oh, you're very beautiful, can we have some time together? Can we discuss for some time? Can we hear together? Can you come? Can we come to this restaurant? Let us eat together. Should immediately think that this is falsification. We say that I will not come. I will not entertain you with that. Because what is he doing? He's on a bodily plane. He's asking us to be on the bodily plane. So children should understand this. Karina, you are hearing now. You should understand this. If whoever is telling, you should tell them, no, 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 no. I will follow my grandfather's words. I will follow my grandmother's words. Not you. This is falsification. You should tell them. You simply avoid that situation and then come out of this. Why? Because we don't want to go in that state. Because the moment we are associated in that state, we are losing our existence. That means our connection is lost. Again, we fall prey to this bodily consciousness. Because every life we did the same thing. Every life. I remember one child, just like Karina only, 8th, 9th class. That boy proposed her. And then that child immediately, she said, my Krishna is more beautiful than you. I don't want you. Now he was shocked, that boy. So these are the things which we need to cultivate. This is our protection. Otherwise, this material nature is very difficult. This is our protection. We should lead our life like this and then we should move on. To never take that falsification. That our teenagers have to be trained up in this sense. We should hear daily, 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 daily. When we hear, we will know, because we will, when we hear this truth, then we will know. Oh, Prabhu told in the class, this is falsification. This is not right. This is incorrect. These people are in the false platform. No, the truth, Prabhupada, what he said, what Prabhu said, this is true actually. I need to come to this state. I should not associate to that. It's all falsification. Their entire world is in falsification, they do. And we shouldn't fall to that prey. Because when we hear, when we follow, then we understand, oh, yes, yes, this is all untruth. Na? We're actually running behind dead bodies. One dead body wants another dead body. It's just dead body only. They want happiness through the dead body. It's a matter. What kind of happiness we get? It's nothing. Futile happiness. Happiness through senses. What kind of happiness is that? Even a dog can get. The human form is not meant for that. Human form is meant to understand, to come out of this nirvana moha. What is a true? This is falsification. Now, what is true? I belong to my master. My master is my spiritual master. My master is the Lord. I belong to them. They are my master. When we have this understanding, the material nature will never touch you. Actually, material nature will become your friend. The mind will become your friend. The Mayadev will become your friend. Right? Because our chintana is more on this only. How do I please them? How do I please them? How do I please them? When whatever Maya tells, we should always tell them, how should I please them? 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 That state will keep us elevated. Difficulties might come, but we should accept. We should accept. Dear devotees, when there are difficulties coming, we should understand it. The problem is here, my consciousness has to be purified. If my consciousness is purified, Krishna is showing these difficulties to purify my consciousness. I'm not pure, I'm impure. No? That's why this is coming. Krishna, thank you, Krishna, for showing me this opportunity. So that let me purify more and more. That gives us great hope here. We should work on our consciousness. That is Krishna consciousness. You see, this is not like Prabhupada said this. This is not like you give me $50, I'll give you some mantra, and then you go back and back to your heart. It's not like that. This is transforming the heart. What is Krishna consciousness? It's a transformation of the heart. It's not like I give some vibhuti or somebody, person, some sadhu will give some vibhuti, and then you'll put that vibhuti or we are transformed. Who said that? This is change of heart. Because life after life, this problem is there. Life after life, we are thinking that we are great. This has to be cut out. This problem has to be removed totally from our consciousness. Then we are beautiful children of the Lord. Then the spiritual master, then the Acharya will submit us. Krishna, they will say, Krishna, now this devotee is perfect. Please take him back to Godhead. Then Krishna will come and immediately take us. So that how the business of the spiritual master, the teachers are. They train us in the science. They train us on the conscious. We will never commit mistake. We will never cheat also. What is the point of cheating, dear devotees? We are already cheaters actually. If you are cheating another person, what is that? Cheating after cheating. What is that? The cheater, if cheating the other person, it's not helping. There's no other, either parties are not happy. That's why we should become honest. That's what Krishna is telling. Dvandvair vimuktar sukadukka samjner. Dvandvair vimuktar sukadukka samjner. Krishna is telling, my dear child, please come out of this falsification. When you come out of this falsification, you'll come out of these dualities also. Happiness, distress. Oh, my manager, he's not happy with me. I'm also dejected. What is that? Your manager is not happy with you because he has some problem with his wife. That's why he's not happy with you. Then why are you bringing that to your home? You be happy na at your home. You chant Hare Krishna. You hear. There's a beautiful opportunity for us to hear every day. We should do that. And then we should lead our life. He is on a bodily conception. We are not. We shouldn't be that. If somebody is telling, oh, somebody told me this, so I'm affected. Why? That is his problem, na? He's telling his problem on us. Are we affected to that? We should be infected with Krishna consciousness. When this infection goes, real infection, this is transcendental infection. When this infection goes, that is useless. Then everything on a material plane doesn't have any existence. Then it doesn't. There's no sustain. Don't. I remember my spiritual master always tells us, "Are this kama, krodha, lobha, moha, madamasa, they don't stay." Actually, we are holding them. That's what it says. We are holding kama, krodha, lobha, moha, madamasa. They are not here to stay. They want to go only. How many lifetimes they will stay? But we are holding them through our attachments. Hare Krishna. I'll stop here. Anyone would like to add anything? Would like to share? Karina, nice seeing you. Hope you are doing good.
Yes, Prabhuji, Hare Krishna, Dhanava Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you for acknowledging me. And yes, I definitely listen to my grandparents for everything that happens, and I don't get carried away. So thank you so much for acknowledging that, Hare Krishna.
Very wonderful. You're a wonderful child. Please continue.
Thank you so much, Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna. Hare Krishna.
So,
Anyone else? Yes.
no, Prabhuji, you can continue. Sorry.
Yes, no problem. Yes. Anyone else would like to speak?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna, Ma.
Thank you for the wonderful message again, Prabhu. Reminding one more time, all the time, have to be reminded that I'm a spirit soul, not a body. The consciousness is the one which consciousness in the heart. Always check the heart whether where exactly is the consciousness going, whether it's following the mind which is affected by the sense gratification or the mind which is infected by Krishna consciousness. So it's very true that if we try to determination is good, but if we try to um, get rid of it on our own, that's not possible at all. So it has to be heard multiple times. It's the mercy of the spiritual master coming to us, repeating the same truth over again and again, that because we are forgetting completely. So we have to be reminded, and for that we have to submissively listen. And only on the soul level, everything would be in a plane, like that Sachitananda of that soul we can see. Otherwise, always muddy. Somebody or someone will say something, and we will think like it is told to me. Why not I respond or react, justify? But if it is a soul level, then we know that it's Maya Devi who is actually testing us, or that's how it is. What can we do? We don't have to react. Thank you so very much, Prabhu. Much needed remembrance all the time. So just wanted to share, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Right. Thank you for sharing because it is important. Sadhaka coming on the soul plane is actually the mercy from our superiors, from our acharyas. It's their mercy. Otherwise, what can we understand in this world? We cannot understand. So it gives us a great opportunity and shelter because it is not that easy to come to that plane. But the moment we try to follow just to please them, we will actually come to that plane. Without even our intervention, we will come to that state. We will move forward. And then naturally you'll come to goodness. You should strive for that. Should pray, follow sincerely, and then move forward. Hare Krishna. Others would like to add anything? Otherwise, we'll end it here. Deepali Mataji, would you like to add anything? Dara Mataji, would you like to add? Venkat Prabhu,
Prabhuji, I actually want to ask a question on this.
please, please.
So we, I mean, when we come across any kind of health issue as such, I mean, we do say that this body belongs to Lord and He may take away anytime He wants. But uh, I mean, when it comes to suffering, although the body is given by the Lord, but the karma is giving us the diseases. So when we go through this karma, and when we are on this path, slowly realizing the purpose of our life, that so how we should think it, that you have a lot of services to do, but you are sick, or there could be circumstances that people around you will need to serve you, and you don't want to take the service in such circumstances from them, and at the same time you don't have courage to face your karma.
Right. Actually, actually, we actually we touched upon that today a little bit. I will give a synopsis, but we'll discuss detail tomorrow. One thing is, first thing you should take care of your health. And if your health is bad, my sincere prayers so that you recover soon. But if the health, if the we cannot, I mean, we cannot come to this state stating that, oh, I'm a soul, I shouldn't take care of the body. No. You remember what? You remember what I said? I said we should take care of the body, but this body has to be used in the service of the Lord. This thing has to be taken care, well taken care, but it has to be used in that service. That is why it makes sense when we are taking care of something which if it is used for higher purpose. For example, if you purchased a car, you have to take care, take that car to the maintenance, do your oil change, regular cleaning up, everything. Why? Because you're using that for the service. Because you'll be going to the temple, or you'll be practicing Krishna Katha through that. You'll be hearing. What are you doing? You are using that car, but we're using that for the purpose, for the pleasure of the Lord. Because his body is also like that, na. We are not this body, but we are within that body. But if that within, which is there within this body, that within which has to be taken care, for that this within has to be taken care of, which is a body. It means if the body is taken care, then only we can discuss now. For example, if I'm suffering, if you are suffering so much, can we come and sit here and discuss? No. Body has to be taken care. What is the purpose for this? Do good Shravana Kirtana, do some services, finish the business, go back home. That is the whole point. That's why the body, that is why Lord has given us this body. To honor Krishna Prasad. That is why the Lord has given this body. That's what we should do. So take care of your body and eat nicely, you know. If you have any personal questions, put me a message. Take care of this body nicely. But see that when somebody else is helping us, when we are sick, remember that and serve them later. Remember that, serve them later. For example, your husband is serving you when you're sick. After that, you serve him with wholeheartedly. It's a give and take. No? Dadati pratiginnati, guryamakyati prachati. So that thing has to be taken care. Somebody is serving us in a difficult time, accept it as a blessing from the Lord. Then after that, you serve them. The Lord will be very happy with that. Is that okay, Amma?
Yes, Prabhu, Hare Krishna. Thank you so much.
I did not change anything to the answer. It's still on the soul plane only. Because we are soul, because soul is kept at a state. Wherever the soul is kept, that place has to be clean, right? That place has to be pure. That place has to be healthy. See? That place has to be healthy. What is that? That place has to be clean, pure, healthy. For all of this, what should we do? We should maintain this body nicely. Because the soul is sitting in that. Not just soul, Paramatma is also sitting. Two personalities. Kshetra, Kshetrajna. Kshetra is his body, Kshetrajna is the soul and the super soul. The soul which is sitting, that soul has to realize that I'm not this. That is the whole point for a discussion. That is the whole point of Nirmana Moha. The soul is there now. That soul has to realize that I am not this. This means this body, because currently the soul thinks that I am this body. That is why we should give that Shravan on a deeper level. Hare Krishna. Is that okay, Deepali Amma?
Yes, Prabhu. Yes, Prabhu. Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna. Nice. Thank you. I think I'll stop here. Please forgive me if I spoke anything wrong, caused an inconvenience to you. Thank you all very much. Srila Prabhupada Maharaj ki jai. Karina, would you like to do Prem Dhwani?
Yes, Prabhuji, Hare Krishna, Pranam, all glories to Shri Prabhupada. Thank you for giving me a very informational lecture, Prabhuji, and I'm so grateful for